Siddhartha Gautama was born a prince in ancient India. From the moment of his birth it was clear that he was destined for greatness. His father, the king, ensured that Siddhartha was surrounded by every conceivable comfort and luxury. The young prince lived in a magnificent palace adorned with the finest silks and jewels. He had servants attending to his every need and was shielded from the harsh realities of the world outside the palace walls. He lived a life of privilege and luxury. The gardens of the palace were filled with exotic flowers and fountains, and the interiors were decorated with intricate carvings and paintings. Siddhartha's days were filled with music, dance, and learning. He was trained in the arts of war and governance, preparing him to one day take over the throne. However, Siddhartha felt something was missing. Despite the opulence around him, he often found himself lost in thought, gazing out into the distance. He couldn't shake off a sense of emptiness that seemed to linger in his heart. The more he pondered, the more he realized that material wealth and comfort could not bring true happiness. He saw suffering in the world. On rare occasions when he ventured outside the palace, he was confronted with the stark realities of life. He saw people struggling to make ends meet, children crying from hunger, and families torn apart by illness and death. These sights deeply troubled him and made him question the purpose of his privileged existence. He saw old age, sickness, and death. This troubled him deeply. The sight of an elderly person, frail and bent with age, made him realize the inevitability of aging. Witnessing a sick person writhing in pain opened his eyes to the suffering caused by illness. And seeing a funeral procession, with mourners grieving the loss of a loved one, brought home the reality of death. These experiences left a profound impact on Siddhartha. Siddhartha left his palace to seek answers. He knew he couldn't find the truth while living in the lap of luxury. One night, he made the difficult decision to leave his family and the comforts of the palace behind. Disguised as a commoner, he slipped through the palace gates and set out on a journey to discover the true nature of life and suffering. He wanted to understand the true nature of life. Siddhartha wandered through forests and villages seeking wisdom from anyone who could offer it. He spent long hours in meditation, trying to quiet his mind and find inner peace. He believed that by understanding the root causes of suffering, he could find a way to overcome it. He studied with wise teachers and practiced meditation. Siddhartha sought out the most learned and enlightened teachers of his time. He learned various philosophies and meditation techniques, hoping to find the answers he was looking for. Despite his dedication, he felt that something was still missing. After years of searching, he achieved enlightenment. One day, while meditating under a Bodhi tree, Siddhartha experienced a profound realization. He understood the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. This moment of enlightenment transformed him, and he became known as the Buddha, the Awakened One. He became known as the Buddha, the Awakened One. With his newfound wisdom, the Buddha began to teach others. He gathered followers who were eager to learn from him and understand the path to enlightenment. His teachings spread far and wide, touching the lives of countless people. The Buddha discovered that suffering is a part of life. He taught that suffering arises from desire and attachment. By understanding the nature of suffering, one can begin to overcome it. The Buddha's insights offered a new perspective on life and provided a path to inner peace. He also found a way to overcome suffering. The Buddha's teachings, known as the Dhamma, provided practical steps to achieve liberation from suffering. He emphasized the importance of ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. He called this path to liberation the Dhamma. The Dhamma is a guide to living a life of balance and harmony. It encourages individuals to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and understanding in their daily lives. It is a path of wisdom and compassion. The Buddha's teachings continue to inspire and guide people around the world. By following the Dhamma, one can find true happiness and inner peace, transcending the suffering that is an inherent part of human existence. Buddha Dhamma is the teaching of the Buddha. It is not a religion in the traditional sense. It does not require blind faith or worship of a deity. Instead, Buddha Dhamma is a practical guide to understanding reality. It teaches us how to live with more peace and happiness. The Buddha's teachings are as relevant today as they were centuries ago. We still experience the same fundamental problems: suffering, stress, and dissatisfaction. Buddha Dhamma offers practical solutions for these timeless challenges. It teaches us to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Buddha Dhamma speaks of 3 levels of happiness. The first level is the happiness of sensual pleasures. This is the joy we get from food, music, or beautiful things. This happiness is temporary. It fades quickly. The second level is the happiness of mind development. This comes from learning, achieving goals, and helping others. It is more lasting than sensual pleasure, however, it is still dependent on external conditions. The third level is the happiness of liberation. This is the deepest and most enduring happiness. It comes from freeing ourselves from craving and attachment. This liberation leads to true peace and contentment. The Buddha taught the threefold training as a path to liberation. This training consists of sila, morality, samadhi, concentration, and panna, wisdom. These 3 aspects work together to cultivate a peaceful and awakened mind. Sila is living ethically. It involves abstaining from harmful actions. It also means acting with kindness and compassion. Samadhi is training the mind to be calm and focused. This is done through practices like meditation. Panna is developing wisdom and understanding. We gain wisdom by observing our minds and the world around us. Section 5. Living Dhamma. Daily, the 3 pillars of a good life. The threefold training can be simplified for daily life as the 3 pillars. These pillars are essential for anyone seeking to lead a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. They serve as guiding principles that can help us navigate the complexities of modern living. These are generosity, morality, and mental development. Each of these pillars plays a crucial role in shaping our character and our interactions with the world around us. These pillars provide a framework for living a meaningful and ethical life. They are not just abstract concepts but practical guidelines that can be integrated into our daily routines. Generosity is not just about giving material things. It encompasses a broader sense of giving, including our time, energy, and emotional support. It is also about giving our time, kindness, and compassion. Acts of generosity can create a ripple effect, inspiring others to do the same and fostering a community of care and support. Morality involves acting ethically in our thoughts, words, and deeds. It is about making choices that reflect our values and contribute to the well-being of others. We practice right speech by speaking truthfully and kindly. Our words have the power to heal or harm, and choosing them wisely is a key aspect of moral living. We cultivate right action by avoiding harming ourselves or others. This includes being mindful of our actions and their impact on the world around us. Mental development includes practicing mindfulness and meditation. These practices help us to cultivate inner peace, clarity, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and our surroundings. These practices help us to cultivate peace and understanding. By integrating the 3 pillars into our lives, we can create a foundation for lasting happiness and personal growth. Section 6. The 5 Precepts, Ethical Guidelines for a Harmonious Life. The 5 precepts are an essential part of Buddhist ethics. They serve as a foundation for personal development and social harmony. These guidelines are designed to help individuals live a moral and harmonious life, fostering a sense of peace and well-being within themselves and their communities. Unlike commandments, which are often imposed by an external authority, these precepts are voluntary commitments. They are personal vows we make to ourselves and others, reflecting our inner values and aspirations. The 5 precepts are: 1. I undertake the training rule to abstain from killing. This precept encourages respect for all forms of life, promoting nonviolence and compassion. 2. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. This fosters a sense of honesty and integrity, ensuring that we respect the property and rights of others. 3. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. This precept is about maintaining respectful and consensual relationships, safeguarding the dignity and well-being of all individuals. 4. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. This encourages honesty and transparency in our communications, building trust and understanding in our interactions. 5. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicants that cloud the mind. This precept supports mental clarity and mindfulness, helping us to make wise and thoughtful decisions. By following these precepts, we cultivate a life of virtue and harmony, contributing to a more peaceful and compassionate world. These guidelines are not just rules but pathways to a more fulfilling and enlightened existence. Section 7. The Fruits of Practice, Reaping the Rewards of Dhamma. Practicing Dhamma brings numerous benefits. It can lead to greater peace of mind, stronger relationships, and a deeper understanding of life. As we cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom, we begin to experience the fruits of our practice. Dhamma practice helps us to respond to challenges with more skillfulness. We learn to face difficulties with calmness and clarity. We develop greater resilience in the face of adversity. Through the practice of meditation, we can calm our minds and find moments of peace amidst the busyness of life. Section 8. Finding Lasting Happiness, A Journey Inwards. Buddha Dhamma teaches that true happiness is found within. It is not dependent on external circumstances. When we cultivate peace and contentment within, we carry it with us wherever we go. The journey to lasting happiness begins with understanding ourselves. Through mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. This self-awareness is crucial for cultivating a peaceful and fulfilling life. Section 9. Start your journey today. Embracing kindness, mindfulness, and wisdom. You don't have to be a Buddhist to benefit from the Dhamma. Start by incorporating small acts of kindness into your daily life. Practice mindfulness by paying attention to your breath and your senses. Cultivate wisdom by reflecting on your experiences. The path of Dhamma is a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It is a journey that leads to greater peace, happiness, and freedom from suffering. Begin your journey today and discover the transformative power of Buddha Dhamma.